People. Que pasa, sac passe. What they do. First thing that is popping in the news. It seems as if common sense is very uncommon in Jamaica. It seems as if the policymakers in Jamaica, when they go to the negotiating table, because them always go with them long belly, licky, thieving, corrupt, greedy attitude, it seems as if they forget relevant stuff that might affect the people of Jamaica, the poor, regular residents and citizens of Jamaica. I am speaking about the policy as it pertains to emergency vehicle having access to going through the tolls without any sorts of hindrance, without having to fork out money for pay, because those amendments should have been made in the toll booth, whatever you want to call it, amendment. Now, people, I am speaking specifically about an incident that occurred on the North-South Highway in St. Anne, in which an officer, Constable-CARR is his name, young youth. This is his picture right here. He was on his way to work or from work at about 8 something in the night, PM. It is said that he got into some sorts of problem. Maybe he was speeding. Maybe he was driving reckless. Maybe some sort of pothole. Maybe something at the road. However, there was a accident. It looked like him lick something. It looked like him flip. And it looked like he might not have been wearing any sorts of seat belts because him get fling out of the car. So therefore, maybe he would have lost his life. Well, he actually lost his life. Maybe his loss of life would have been from the impact of the car hitting, flipping, and him get fling out of the vehicle, lick him head, whatever the case is. I did not do any sorts of official autopsy, so therefore I cannot make that determination. Anyway, the problem is this. When that incident occurred, I guess they heard, they were rushing to the scene on the North-South Highway. However, when they got to the toll booth, I guess, some of the highway, you get a card and then you pay when you're exiting. North-South, I think you pay in advance. So therefore, they were told, listen, you have to pay $300 or else no sorts of access. Don't know what type of arguments ensued. However, eventually they left and they went and they got the body and they took the man to the closest hospital. However, his injuries were so bad he was pronounced like a countryman trying to speak the Queen's English. Bad. Worst case scenario. DEAD. Now, people, since that, there's been a whole lot of posts on social media, WhatsApp. A lot of people, they are getting very emotional. They are saying that, how is it that Jamaica don't respect the poor, the people in Jamaica don't respect the poor. The poor put them life on the line for its citizen. However, there is no sorts of respect. And people, that is true. Poor in Jamaica, like I've said before, it seems as if they are given baskets to carry water. Not very good thing. So anyways, they must say the poor supposed to have access to the toll. Any sorts of emergency vehicle, meet fire brigade, ambulance, poor, anything that has to do with any sorts of emergency, and people rightfully so. However, you cannot blame the toll attendant You cannot blame the toll boat owner, the next Prime Ministers of Jamaica, the wholesaler. You have to blame the persons, relevant authority, your government officials, your politician, in which put this deal together. The ones that were at the conference table when they made some sorts of agreement that yes, we're going to build a toll from point A to point B, point Z, whatever the case is. And we're going to have access to this toll, these roads, for X amount of years, 50 years, 30 years, whatever it is. And nobody rides for free. When they said nobody, it seems as if the government officials that were there making this deal, they did not say, no, you can't say everybody have to pay. What about emergency vehicles? Be it the popo, ambulance, fire brigade. You have to make exceptions for those. And when we talk, not only talk, we have to negotiate it. We have to sign it. It has to be signed and sealed. That means that there is no sorts of question to it. Whenever any sorts of toll operator, toll attendant sees an emergency vehicle, them let them through pronto without any sorts of hesitation. However, obviously, that was not done. Now, people, I am going to give you a couple of references. There was an incident in which a popo was ATTACKED on the highway. And then when he got the toll boat, he had a problem getting through, getting access. He was eventually let through. He drove himself to the place of recovery. That is one incident. The next incident that comes to mind as it pertains to the pastor, Kevin Smith, you remember, him and some officers from Montego Bay, they were driving along River Road, somewhere around there, when them flip over, lick up in our next vehicle. About 2 or 3 people, including your great pastor, Samphai Conman, he also lost his life. There was all sorts of stuff in the media, on social media, in our real life, and persons were saying, no man, so why would they take that route when the easiest route would have been the highway? Because if you're coming from Montego Bay going to St. Anne, you have to pass the toll before you go and go Fern Gully, then go through the other way there. So therefore they passed because they did not have any pass. They did not have any access card. And maybe they did not want to pay the cash, which is about $1,400, $1,200 at the time. It is now presently $1,600. $1,600 to be specific for regular vehicle. So people, me just say, why is it that Jamaicans, these politicians, these persons that are managing the affair of Jamaica, when they negotiate with our new Prime Minister, the wholesalers, them no make, and I am going to use the word of the great L.A. Lewis, commonsensical decision. Do stuff that is in the best interest of our people that serve and protect, keep Jamaica safe, be it fire brigade, popo, emergency vehicle, even though if you call any sort of ambulance, are only people that are private can get them. So therefore, I wouldn't even count, well, we have to count them, but I don't understand how you have ambulance and it is not for the regular Jamaican people. I don't really know. That is a topic for our next day. So people, me just say, when you went to the negotiating table, that is when you should have stand up for your country. Make your points, make it clear. Make it like the 11th commandment written in a stone. That means, the owners of the toll, them know say, them tell them employees, as soon as an employee come, even if it is the first day, they make them know say, listen, when you see the power, when you see the ambulance, when you see the fire brigade, you let them through. No hesitation, no question, nothing of that. So people, like me say, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on social media where people have said the power, them not get no sort of respect. And the chairman of the Power Federation, him a meet with security minister, transport minister, and them a go talk to the people on the toll. But people, here is what happens. When they meet at first, they did not make that very clear. So therefore, probably when the security minister, probably when the transport minister call the owner of the toll, this is how the conversation might have gone. Tell him, me no want to talk right now. Me need money. Me have bills to pay. Me have matey to take care of. Me need money. Me pay them billions of dollars up front to get what me want. So therefore, me not have no chat. Tell them, don't call me phone. Me go and block them. So people, me just say, had this been discussed before, you wouldn't have any sorts of question sign. The question sign is there because they are very bad negotiators, meaning the government of Jamaica, because them sell out them licky. So therefore, these people, them get exactly what them want. Them want money. Them no want to talk. Everybody have to pay. This is not back road. Well, this is like back road. Nobody rides for free. Point blank and period. So people may just say, it takes an incident like this. It takes something very severe for them to look into themselves and ask the question. But people like me say, the incident with the power get joke up, and then with the pastor, and then a third incident, and we are still discussing this. How long the toll has been open? How much years now? Not at least a decade. 10 years after, you still ask question. How slow, how lame brain can you be? How slow of a country Jamaica can be for people still discuss this right now? I am sure that Jamaica is the only country in the whole entire world, on the globe, on the map, that has this problem. Anywhere else, it goes without saying. And people like them say, what is understood does not need to be explained. So therefore, if there was an understanding at the beginning, the initial negotiation, them wouldn't have asked. But them afraid for go ask because them know say them done already get paid. Them done already get them pocket line, them palms grease. So therefore, I think them can go back now to the owner them, the wholesaler them, and ask them no question. Them no want to hear that. However, people, I think with the backlash that they are getting right now, even though it might cost them a little money, even though them already pay for access to all of this, because people, worst case scenario, them get some sort of pass where them can use. However, people, listen, this is the next problem. With Jamaican people, with a lot of persons that are freeloaders, if you give them a card and say, unless you're in the vehicle, them are going to take the card, the pass, them are going to give matey, them are going to give them granny, them are going to give everybody. So therefore, people are going to abuse the system. So therefore, this is why the people them kind of put down them foot, because them know say Jamaican love take advantage. However, if you specify, listen, if the man come in a car and the car mark POLICE, POLICE, if it mark ambulance with the A and the B, whatever them spell it like, and them come with the fire brigade with the big red thing, big orange truck or whatever with all sorts of siren on it, then you know so them can go through. However, people, here is where it is going to get tricky. Every popo in an undercover vehicle, whether he is working or not, whether him have him dep on duty, from him know say him need to go country and him know say him a popo, even if he's not on duty, he is going to take advantage of the situation. Some people, like me say, it is very simple. It is not that complicated. When you go to the negotiating table, clarify everything in a black and white, nothing in a grey. So therefore, if you're not there on duty, if you're not there in a mark here, I'm sorry for you, dog name your supper. Some people may just say, it took an incident like this, a popo losing his life, for them to make sensible decisions that should have been made maybe about a decade or so ago. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like I say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.